What's up, people? Welcome back to the Boxing Objective. Today's video is going to be about the potential up-and-coming matchup between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. This fight has the potential to be a real firecracker. I'm going to start off by talking about Caleb Plant. He's a 21-0 fighter from Nashville in the United States. He's got 12 knockouts, and to be perfectly fair, this guy is really entertaining. He's got crazy head movement, crazy combination skills, crazy hand speed, crazy timing, and he showboats like no man's business. Now, Caleb does have a very, very sad event that occurred during his boxing career, and it was the loss of his 2-year-old daughter, who sadly passed away as a result of a rare disease that I believe only 2 people in the entire world have ever had. And I mean, that must have been devastating. I cannot imagine what him and his family must have gone through. I believe it was 6 months later that Caleb was back in the ring to continue his career and to continue his quest to become world champion. Caleb made this promise to his daughter before she sadly passed away, that one day her father would be a world champion, and he achieved that in 2019 against Jose Uscati. Now, as we know, Caleb Plant has remained undefeated and has put in good performance after good performance. If you wanted to watch a fight of Caleb Plant's where I would say you would get a really good picture and a complete idea of what kind of fighter he is, what kind of skills he's got, I would suggest that you look at the fight Caleb Plant versus Mike Lee. I believe Mike Lee was undefeated at the time, 21-0. Let's say Caleb Plant handled his business. Check that fight out and you will see what Canelo is potentially up against. Now, Caleb Plant, as good as he is, has a resume that is under a lot of scrutiny because it doesn't really have any big names on there. Now, he's fought a lot of undefeated fighters and dealt with them, but if I was to say his resume would look a lot better if it had, say, Daniel Benavidez on there, a Callum Smith, any other one of the super middleweight champions at that time before Canelo obviously captured the belts, then you would say that this guy's resume is pretty decent. But as it stands, the IBF super middleweight champion still has something to prove and still has some work to do in the division to really put his own stamp on it. And he's going to get his chance against arguably the best boxer in the world right now, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, Canelo has pretty much proven himself consistently. I mean, just looking at his last 10 fights alone, you can see the caliber of opponent he's faced, with only 2 names in there really being questionable. In the last 5 months alone, Canelo has fought Billy Joe Saunders, Yildirim and Callum Smith. Before that, he fought Kovalev, Jacobs, Rocky Fielding, Triple G twice, Chavez Jr. and Liam Smith. Canelo Alvarez has consistently made the effort to fight the best. And the 2 names I would say within those last 10 opponents that you could question is, of course, Yildirim, who didn't present any challenge whatsoever, and Rocky Fielding. Canelo dealt with Rocky Fielding relatively easily. Now, Canelo is a devastating body puncher. His combination punching is very creative. He's got power that has carried through every division that he's been in, all the way up to light heavyweight, obviously knocking out Sergey Kovalev. And his defensive skills are a mixture of his high guard and his head movement. Now, Canelo's record is really good. 56 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 38 knockouts. And if you didn't know, that 1 loss was way back in 2013 against Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, at no point in Caleb Plant's career has he faced a fighter of Saul Canelo Alvarez's caliber, and this is going to be his biggest test to date. I'm very curious to see how he gets through it, because both guys, I find them both very entertaining. Now, in regards to the politics surrounding this fight, it's interesting the position that Canelo has put himself in, because his official contract with Matchroom has concluded, making him pretty much a free agent. And with that freedom, he'll be able to organize fights with any fighter from any promotional network, and he'll be free to go and fight on any broadcaster that he chooses. I mean, he's still going to keep Eddie Hearn on as his advisor, because Eddie Hearn is a very, very good promoter, as we know. And it just shows Canelo's intent to not let anything get in the way of him, one, having the fights that he wants, and two, continuing to fight the best, because the politics, as we know, is what gets in the way of the best fights happening. Caleb Plant is about to receive a career high payday, and the rumors that are going around is that they're going to offer Caleb Plant 10 million for this fight. Now, I think Caleb Plant should definitely take it if that is indeed the offer. I think it's a fantastic offer. I don't think they're lowballing him at all, and go in there and yeah, fight to get the keys to the kingdom. Now, I do believe that Caleb Plant is going to show up on the day ready to fight, ready to give it his best shot. But I do, in fact, give Canelo the nod on this one. And I'm saying it's maybe 70-30 in Canelo's favour. I just think Canelo's too much for anybody. And I can't see anybody beating Canelo. Maybe not for a long, long time. Maybe not even ever. So I give Canelo the nod on this one. But I don't think it would be all doom and gloom for Caleb Plant after that, especially if he goes in there and makes a good account of himself. And I have a feeling that he will. But who knows what's going to happen? This is Canelo after all. And Canelo does what he does, and he does it very, very well. But that's me. That's all I have to say about this subject. I'd very much appreciate if you would like, comment and subscribe. And guys, I will catch you on the next video. Peace.